This is the Wandering Village. I got to apologize in advance. I am still probably sick. I've had COVID for the past week and a half. I think I'm on the mend now. I'm definitely feeling like I've got a little bit more energy and I can go a little bit longer without coughing. There may be some coughing on this stream, and I'm going to try to keep it fairly short because I run out of energy real quick when I'm performing. I've noticed this during meetings at work and things like that. It's like I can do a little bit, but then I just eventually need to take a nap. So anyway, but this is the Wandering Village. This is a colony building simulator, which takes place on the back of an enormous creature, which is getting sleepy. You can see right here, it's got its sleepiness gauge, and it's decided it's sleepy enough that it's just gonna lie down and have a little nap. Oh, that's really sweet. While it's doing that, let's zoom in on its back, where I've been building a village for the past long time. Oh, there, you can hear its little groaning voice there. That's great. So yeah, so this is my little village here. You'll notice everything is, they've done an interesting thing with the art, where all of the village elements are flat 2D pixel art. But when you zoom out, they all sort of pop up like little, almost like a little pop-up book of all these little flat cards on the back of this creature. And then you can zoom out even further to see the creature's route. And so what you're doing is you're watching this creature make progress along this very slow route through different biomes. And the biome that you're in determines what sort of survival challenges you're going to face. And you have to respond to those by zooming. And here at this level, you can like send messages to the creature, try to get him to listen to you, feed him, do all kinds of stuff like that. And then here at the village level, you're trying to deal with the emergencies that these people face and try to keep them all alive. So, let me give you a little tour of my village here. So, these are the tents and the huts where my people live. You can see I've got a little summary of my population. I've got 33 people living here, and I've got housing for 38, so I could recruit a few more. 29 of my people are employed right now, 4 are idle, and I've got 7 operating as general workers. So one problem that I've been having lately is, well, actually, I'll fill you in that for a second. Up here behind my head, I've got my resources. These fill in as you obtain them. So originally I had like none. As I started making food as my first resource, these food slots started filling in. And basically as I learned about new resources over time, they all sort of filled in these gaps. One thing, oh, actually, I'm running a little bit low on food, aren't I? Let's see here. What's going on with the food? Looks like I'm still farming a bunch of corn. I've got plenty of beets, but my kitchen is trying to make corn polenta, and I need to be making beet soup instead, so that I can turn these raw beets into more nutritious food that can feed more people. So I'm switching that up. I do have significantly less food stores than I traditionally have, though, so maybe that's something I should worry about. Since I've got a few extra workers, let's see if I can raise the productivity of my sources of food here. So I've got my berry picking operations, which are next to naturally growing berry bushes. I've got my corn growing operation, which, let me add a few more plots of land now that I'm adding more workers. Let me give them some more space to work. And here I've got my beet growing operation, which I think has enough space already. So yeah, so food is of course the primary thing that you need. You also need wood, which you get by chopping down these trees. I can highlight specific trees to be chopped down. The yellow trees are mother trees, which will produce more trees, so you don't want to chop those down. Just chop down the green ones. You've got these rocks that you can have people harvest to give you stone. And then the stone and the wood can be transformed into planks and slabs at these little processors. And then right here, I love this, these are Onbu spikes. So these rocks are just regular old rocks. These are spikes. These are actually part of the creature's body. The Onbu is this huge creature that you're on. You can harvest these for rock, but it will make the Onbu mad, which is kind of funny and sad. Now, the Onbu right now has a certain amount of trust for me, and I'm not actually sure where we track the amount of trust that the Onbu has. It might be invisible. It might be something that I just sort of have to be vaguely aware of how well I've been treating it. Once it wakes up, I'll be able to show you what we do to earn its trust. But I've got some Onbu-focused stuff here, too. Like, I've got this food catapult, the food trebuchet that I use to fling food at it so that I can feed it. I've got a hornblower here, which I've disabled right now, but when I have it active, I can use it to send orders to the creature, to tell it to do things like turn left or turn right. And back here, I've got a Dung Collector, and I have not actually I haven't built any of the technologies that use dung yet, but I'm very amused by that. And then the main other thing that I've built that I should show you is the Scavenger Hut. This is really important because if you pull out to the map, I live on the Onbu, but there's actually all of these sources of food and resources and things like that that I can grab. So let me actually, right now I've got a little less stone than wood, so let's send a scavenging team out to this quarry. So a bunch of people are going to gather at the Scavenger Hut, and when I've got both of the people that I need, they're going to send a little scavenger party out, and they're going to go to the map, and you can see they're scavenging right now. Then slowly over time, they're going to collect rocks from here, and then bring them back home, and I can use them to build with. So let me up the speed a little bit so that we can give this guy some nice rest, and maybe he'll get up. But while we're waiting for him to get up, one thing that I've been worrying about is the fact that I've got all of these sources of water. In fact, I built a bunch of these air wells that distill water out of the air. I built a bunch of extra ones because we went to the desert and I realized that I had almost no water stores, and I was in big trouble. So now I've got 190 water. But part of the problem is, oh, okay, good. They've actually started doing it. For a while, I had so many other jobs going on, like they were building this road, for instance. I had so many other jobs going on, nobody was actually transporting water. So each of my air wells was actually filling up its local supply, and then they couldn't collect any more water because nobody was moving the water into the tanks. But now I've actually got them moving water into the tanks, which is good. In fact, I feel like building another water tank, just so that we've got enough. But the thing that I was going to do was, so I've got this worker post, which lets me define a certain number of workers. Like right now I've got 3 general workers assigned here. And the main reason to do that is because as you construct things, as you like build buildings that give people jobs, like this compost heap where I process dung into compost, I've got somebody working here full time doing this job. And when you run out of people, everything stops working. And so reserving a few people to do general work, like road building and transporting things and harvesting stuff, that can be really valuable so you don't accidentally just jam up your entire village by giving everyone jobs. But that actually makes me want to build another worker post to come up with another specialty. So I'm going to build another worker post right here. So some of my current general workers are going to build this one, and I'm going to see if I can assign some more workers to do a different job. So I got folks who've come into the chat asking how I'm doing. Bardic Angel says, I hope you're feeling better. And Blake asks if I'm feeling better now. So I am feeling better than I was. Last week I was like full-blown bedridden with COVID. This week I am coming to work, doing normal things, but folks at work have actually really encouraged me to take kind of half time, take a lot of rests, and so that's one thing. I'm going to do a short stream about this game because I really like it. I think it's cool. I'm not going to spend forever playing it though, and I'm going to take a nice nap afterwards. Oh, okay, so they are asking me what my next research project should be. They do an interesting approach to research. They always give you a binary choice up front, but these are not the only choices available. They just offer you a simple thing on the surface, but if you hit open research tree, you can actually get access to the entire thing. So like if I wanted to grow tomatoes, for instance, instead of either of the things that they offered, I can totally do that. So it's an interesting way to sort of like, to make the game simpler, if simplicity is what you'd like. But, oh, they don't have enough, I don't have enough people to do all these jobs. Cool. It's a way that you can sort of keep things simple, but and not overwhelm the player, but still also not take power away from them if they want that kind of power. Okay, so I don't actually need the decontaminator running right now. I just built it, and it automatically tried to slot more people into it, but I can disable this because I only need the decontaminator if we're moving through a poisonous environment. It looks like my buddy the Onbu is up, so he's getting a little bit hungry, and I don't see any food along his route. So I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to open up the food trebuchet. So let's assign somebody to go work here. So, okay, it looks like it can't get enough people. So, what is my people situation? Let's see here. So yeah, we've got a bunch of employed people and a few idle ones. Oh, it looks like there's a map decision for me to make. What's this? Ooh, some nomads. Yes, let's absolutely pick them up. They're going to eat more food, but I've got room. I need more workers. Wait a minute. Huh. I feel like I've lost more people than I intended. So I've got people working at the sawmill to make wood. I've got people, because these trees these individual trees that you find out here are easy to run out of, and so you want to start going after these big heavy trees and these big piles of rock, so that you can basically have a little bit more of a sustainable approach. Now, how much dung have I collected? Oh, very little actually. Okay, well, I'm trying to think of like which parts of my operation here I can shut off. Okay, so we've got somebody working on the food trebuchet. So let's feed the Onbu. So we're gonna fling some food at him. He's gonna eat it, and this hunger meter is gonna go down. So okay, it says we're preparing. Looks like a guy is loading some food. There we go. Oh, delicious. Ah, delicious. All right. And so now, oh, you see that? His hunger went down, so he can last a little bit longer, and now he trusts us more, which means, oh, dang it, I was going to try to tell him which way to go at this marker, because, oh, dang it, I actually wanted to pick up those nomads. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, and it looks like, is there a storm coming for us? That seems problematic. I wonder, and I can't send some people to go talk to these nomads. Oh, it looks like I've left my scavenging party behind, actually. So I'm going to turn this thing off now. We don't need to feed him again anytime soon, so that worker can do something else. Oh, full staff required. Yeah, so we just... I wonder, am I, like, losing people to old age or something? I don't know why I've suddenly got so few workers available. So let's disable that working post there. I mean, I did add a few more people to the farms, but that doesn't feel like a huge deal. And yeah, it does look like I am running pretty low on food, which is making me nervous. Okay, so yeah, let's learn the sleep command. We now have tomatoes. I believe that we just earned the tomato option. And let me look at tomatoes. So tomatoes. Okay, so you can see sort of what temperatures things grow at. So beets grow the best at medium temperature, but they can survive freezing. Tomatoes grow the best at medium temperature, but they can handle a little bit more heat. Corn really wants it to be warm. So actually, my corn place isn't doing that great right now. So I should switch corn to something else like tomatoes, which can grow better in this environment. That might be a big part of why my food stores have been dwindling. I'm going to switch this to berry muesli so that I can make better food out of these berries, because now that's what I've got the most of. I'm just trying to think if there's something else that I can turn off. I mean, I don't really need the carpenter and the stone cutter to be making as many... I'm not building as much stuff anymore, so I can disable them. And I'm not sure if I actually need that much compost. So I could probably... Let's see, how are we doing now? Okay, it looks like we've got some unemployed people now, so that's good. So let's bring back this worker post and say specifically, let's make sure that we've got enough people carrying things from one place to another. So I'll have enough full-time carriers that now I shouldn't have that problem with water anymore. We should actually be getting, yes, people are pulling all of the water into the water tank, so I can store them up for the next time we go to a hot place. Oh, he found a nice little bed to sleep in. That's cute. So yeah, let's look at the out here. All right, so let's. What do we have here? A shrine with forgotten knowledge, a mine for iron ore, an oasis with water. You know, I think let's go for some hidden knowledge. Let's send a party out for some hidden knowledge. I haven't actually found what the use of hidden knowledge is yet, but I'm sure it's great. There are probably technologies or something later on down the line that require hidden knowledge. But yeah, this is kind of what it is. So, I mean, one thing that I've done a lot with this game is I've played it in the background while I was watching something else, because if you just set it down to, like, normal speed, nothing happens for a long time. And when something does happen, it gets your attention, and, you know, and it makes it a big deal. Okay, yeah, so this quarry is actually full. But yeah, so this is a really chill game to just sort of have on in the background. Okay, it looks like a lot of our storages are full of stone. But you know what? We can build a warehouse now. This is a recently grabbed technology. So let's build that there, and let's extend the dirt road around it like that. And just harvest a couple things that are in the way. So yeah, we're going to build ourselves a warehouse so that the stuff that we're mining can actually... Oh no, what is this? Are we... Oh, we're in some kind of poison-y sort of place. What's going to happen now? Okay, so when poison is everywhere, sometimes that will afflict people with poison. So we need to turn on the village doctor in case some people need help. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of room for that, so let's disable this working post and let those people come in to be the village doctors. So we'll activate the village doctors, and then we do have poisonous plants. Okay, so let's kick in the decontaminator. The decontaminator, it uses never mind, I can't use the decontaminator because it uses fuel that I don't have yet, which means I'm gonna have to manually, let's pause it, I'm gonna have to manually tell people to uproot these poison plants. And if I leave the poison plants there, I think they're going to keep poisoning people. And I think, but the people I send to uproot them, I think might also be exposed to poison. So, but this is what I was talking about when I said that, you know, a lot of this game is about wandering through. Instead of things happening to your village goes and happens to things. Your village, you know, will go to places that it wasn't before, that have, you know, either dry spells or, I think, you know, cold snaps, storms, poison clouds, you know, that grow like mutated plants all over your stuff. And then you've got to send people to go uproot them. So let's switch these general workers to be harvesters, and then let's prioritize all of this work. I believe that that's what I'm doing. I'm successfully prioritizing uprooting all of these plants. And actually, I think there's multiple plants there, and I don't know which one is which, but there we go. So I think that now if I up the speed again, we should have characters show up to clear out these plants. Uh-oh. So some of my existing plants that I actually like my berry bushes and things, are also getting poisoned. So sometimes poison plants will just grow out of nowhere, and sometimes the poison will afflict existing plants. And it looks like the new plants that are growing are actually getting these little balloons on them, which mean someone has been assigned to work on them. But I'm worried because I'm not seeing enough people actually going and doing that work. I'm assuming that by making people harvesters, I have... Maybe I'll just say general workers. Maybe it treats uprooting these plants as a different kind of job from regular harvesting. So maybe if I made those general workers harvesters, that actually made them less likely to uproot the plants. Okay, they're spreading. People? Okay, you know what? Let's pause the quarry. Let's pause the sawmill. Let's get some more people out here. Come on. We're ruining all the plants. So what is going on with everyone? Oh, she's my next research. Bile extractor. Sure, I needed that. I'm wondering if maybe something could have... Okay, here we go. Finally, people are actually doing this job. One guy is... And now what are you doing? Where are you going? Hey. Oh, this entire place is just infested now. You people could have gotten it done earlier. I mean, ultimately, it is the fault of the manager when things aren't getting done. So the first time this happened to me, I was actually able to uproot the problem really, really fast. And so I wonder if it's because I've just got such a complex economy full of so many jobs. Like why is this guy just standing here? What's Annika doing here? So, okay, Annika works at a farm. You know what? Let's close the farms. Seriously. I realize we need food, but everybody needs to be solving this problem. See, and now they're just spreading so fast. I don't know if we can get ahead of this. So, I built this decontaminator because it's supposed to give people the full-time job of running around and dealing with poison plants. And what I'm wondering is, I built it before I was ready. I don't actually have the technology to fuel it. And so I'm wondering if it took over that job, and now people are less likely to do that job because the decontaminator exists. Maybe. That doesn't seem right, though. I mean, I have disabled it. But seriously, like, look at my people. I've got unemployed people. None of them are idle. I should have 10 people working on this full-time. But I don't. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the idea of making everyone harvesters does actually make sense. I'm just trying everything I can think of because I'm not seeing a lot of people running out here to deal with this problem. Like, somebody will come and do it once and then they'll walk away again immediately. Hey, stop stop planting more plants here. Okay, oh, we're actually seeing people go from one plant directly to another? I think I saw somebody do that. Man, okay, I think you might have just seen one of the failure states of this game. I mean, I'm running out of food. No one is doing any of the normal work they're supposed to be doing just because I'm trying to get them all to get rid of these poison plants. Okay, so I thought that this was just going to be a simple little, like, oh, look, I'll show you how this game works and then be done. But now I've just completely trashed my save game and I've got no idea why. I don't know why what I did wasn't good enough. And it's like people keep... How are these guys, like, prioritizing their jobs? Because, like, I'll say, okay, so this guy, he clears a plant out there, and then he crosses the world to go clean out another plant on the other side of the town. Okay, so it feels like there's actually something with the AI here where, you know, in RimWorld, when you've got people doing a job like this, they'll grab the net, like, if they're doing a job like, say, planting or harvesting or something like that, they'll grab the nearest job, the closest job to them. And so they'll just go through, and you'll be able to watch them march from one tile directly to the next, doing the same job. But these guys are crossing as much distance as they possibly can between... Whatever, sure. Between each instance of clearing a plant. Okay, so we're finally making headway. But hey, we've got this whole set over here that I don't think I ever even bothered prioritizing. Is there anywhere else that I completely missed? Okay, I'm gonna have to put my entire economy back together after this. Everyone's just living on raw beets now. Because nobody has anything else that they can eat. Okay. Okay. I think that was it. I think that was the last of the poison plants. Okay, so how the heck does my economy work now? Let's block this worker post. Let's turn this back into 3 general workers like it was originally. And then let's not start the cactus farm up again. That was for getting water. We got plenty of water now. Let's kick in this farm. Let's kick in this farm. Okay, the berries. Let's get everyone moving at full speed on the berries. Unemployed is still 3. Okay, good. So we've got everyone working on stuff. We're making berry muesli as fast as we can get berries in there. And please, let's just harvest all this corn. Let's get some corn into these people's bellies. And then as the corn is harvested, we're going to replace it with tomatoes, which hopefully they can grow faster and make more effectively. But I'm actually kind of worried. I'm kind of worried that I might need to plant another berry gatherer or something in order to sort of keep from starving these people to death. So I'm going to make another berry gatherer up here, just so that I've got another sort of backfill, basically, for my disastrous food situation. Let's start making polenta, which will increase the food quality people are getting from corn. Whew. Oh, hey, Airy Twitch. It's good to have you back, by the way. Again, as always, I've been missing out on the chat here. Madrian has an irrelevant question I'm not going to answer. Oh, yeah, so Comsbolt does have some State of Decay questions, so feel absolutely free to ask State of Decay questions. I'll see if I can get to them. Let's see here. I have been streaming for about half an hour, which is about as long as I wanted to. So let's just see if we can get these people back up and running again after that poison wave. And if I have not completely destroyed my community, then... Oh, we've got some farmers standing around. We can't have that. Then, yeah, you know, maybe we can talk about more stuff. Oh, yeah, so Comsbolt, I do remember that I said on the last official live stream that, the thing that you said that, yeah, the infestation update, you know, we're still working on it in the background. Most of it has not been moved into the live game, but there were a couple places where notifications from that system did end up in the live game, so it looked like the entire system had come over, when actually it has not. So yeah, I did say that. Why? Do you feel like you've got evidence to the contrary? Oh yeah, so Comsbolt, the thing with just the game reporting that that infestations, that hordes are going to particular places, that has been incorporated into the infestation update. I think some version of it might have already been happening even before we started messing with infestations, but that's a sort of harmless thing that we did decide to include with the core game, because it doesn't actually hurt anything for you to know where these guys are going. Oh, hey, look, we've got ooh, okay, a settlement. Let's definitely send a party to this settlement to see if we can get some people. Let's also assign a worker to the hornblower to see if we can actually send this guy to go a particular direction. So let's activate the hornblower, see if we can get it staffed up. Can I actually... Okay, so I can tell it to go north to where there's food for it, or go south to where there is no food for it. And it looks like, oh, we're in an arid, dry area where we don't collect any new water. Luckily, I have stored up enough water this time around that we were able to survive it just fine. But I'd rather get into this green area. So let's tell it to go north, and it accepted my command. So yeah, so before I built the hornblower and before I started feeding the Onbu, it would just go wherever it wanted, and I had no control over it. But now I'm actually able to tell it which way to go, and so now it's going to head up to the north instead of going south. So good, I'm glad I was able to show you that part of the game. So yeah, so Comsbolt, the idea of hordes Oh, wait. Oh, there's a thing here. Oh, group of nomads. Yes, pick them up. And also, so we added 3 healthy people. And let's also pick these guys up. Added 5 people. 2 of them hungry. Okay, so we've got more people in now. Oh, a windmill. Sure. We've got more people now, so let's have a look at my people situation. We've got 8 unemployed people now. Okay, so that means we can probably reactivate things like the sawmill. We don't really need the sawmill that much, though. We probably do want to reactivate the thing what makes planks and the thing what makes slabs, because we are a little bit low on those. Those are the resources that let you build more advanced buildings, so I definitely want to get those collected. And the Onbu kitchen, where I make food for the Onbu, I could kick that in, but let's leave it where it is for now. Maybe actually I'll just kick this then and have some more general workers. Some fewer general workers. And we're good to go. But anyway, yeah, so the idea of, in State of Decay 2, of hordes moving, infestation spawning hordes, and those hordes moving to infest other spots, that was always in the game. That was always happening invisibly in the background. That was not added with the new infestation update. What the new infestation update did was have the original infestation hordes come from plague hearts, and then have them more aggressively be spreading and more aggressively showing you that that's what's going on, and then also having them be the source of sieges. So that's what we changed. That feature where infestation hordes actually would move from place to place and infest one location from another, that was always in the game. You just didn't know it was in the game because we were not advertising it. So now that you're getting notifications for it, that doesn't mean that the full features come in. All it means is you've got the notifications for a thing that was already happening. So Airy Twitch is reminding me that I should actually take it easy and not just try to get back on my usual streaming schedule until I'm at 100%. I agree. And so one thing I used to, for the past month or so, I've been releasing 2 videos a day. That's the rate at which I've been streaming. And I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. At least not for a little while. I'm going to try to lower the rate at which I've been streaming so that I can, maybe just release 1 video per day, be a little bit unambitious. And I think one thing you're going to find is a larger percentage of my streams are going to be streams with my kids, because that's sort of something I've worked out with my kids, that Milo and Calliope get to stream with me periodically as sort of a reward for, participating in school and for good behavior generally. And I canceled last week on them because I was just completely sick. And that was actually pretty traumatic for Milo. He had a lot of trouble not streaming last week. But yeah, so I probably will be streaming with the kids. That'll be the main streams that I do, that I make sure that I don't skimp out on. And so what you'll probably find is that about half my streams are streams with my kids for a little bit, until I'm at 100% and I can start streaming more often on my own. So yeah, Combsbolt, I think you've got it. That's kind of the way it works. So there you go. Well, I feel like I've done my duty for today. I think you've seen how this game works. It is a fascinating game, and one thing that I actually love is the fact that I was able to get into massive trouble just now, but I was able to recover. Like my entire society did not implode based on the fact that, there was some weird AI stuff going on that I would probably recommend the developers look into. The fact that characters would just be bopping halfway across the map in order to try to take care of poison plants. But that aside, I think that we've established that this is actually a really fun, robust colony simulator. That it's slow moving. You can sort of relax while you're playing it, think about other things. But it's got this fascinating sort of world. By the way, one thing I didn't mention is the fact that the characters and sort of the whole style of the world reminds me a lot of Nausicaa, which is one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies and graphic novel series. So if you're into Nausicaa and this idea of sort of this like overgrown kind of biopunk world with sort of low-tech people trying to survive in a world that has just sort of moved on past humanity, and they're sort of clinging to the to survival around the edges of it. This game is really, really cool, and it looks like it's very easy for a colony simulator to just get extremely frustrating, and for one disaster to just knock everything out. But it looks like I was able to have a pretty bad disaster that actually feels like some things weren't going quite the way that they hoped it would. And I still was able to recover, and the game is fine, and I'm doing all right. So now I just want to do all right, which means I should probably take a break from this and wrap up the stream. Let me just catch up with the chat just a little bit more. Oh, okay, so Cogs is recommending somebody for me to raid after this episode is over, so we'll do that. And, yeah. Oh, hey, Comsbolt is suggesting that I try Surviving the Aftermath, which is funny because I already have. I think I made like 5 episodes of Surviving the Aftermath at Cogs242's urging. So yeah, if you've missed out on those, definitely check them out. In fact, why don't I link them right there? So you can check those out if you want to. There's a subscribe button for people on YouTube. And I'm going to go take a nap because that's what I need.